Welcome, Centralites, and thank you for tuning in to this week of the Central News. But before we get started, I want to address the current events that has been going on for the last few weeks. What we are seeing on the news is hard and can be very tough to swallow. To be vulnerable, the last few days, I have been experiencing a wide variety of emotions. And being in community with you all for the last few months, y'all are probably surprised that I have a wide variety of emotions. Trust me, so am I. But in all seriousness, I don't want this to be about me, but I want this to be truly about all of us, because I know that if I'm feeling sorrow, anger, anguish, exhaustion, just the whole gambit of emotions like that other people are probably feeling the same way as well. And I want you to hear this from me and just be sure that it is okay to feel those things. This is a very tough and difficult time. And it's okay to have these feelings of anger and sadness and sorrowness. And with that, what do we do next? Well, later on in the video, we will have some resources for families and for parents on how to talk to our young people about race and racism. As well as if you ever need just to be listened to or to talk, I am available. And I hope that I can help you all out in many different ways. But for now, let's return back to our news. Good evening and welcome back to our Central News. Just a few things for you parents just to start us off with. Remember that the family registry is still ongoing and we have 26 families that are now registered. That's awesome. Remember, the goal is to try to get all families registered by the end of this month. So please, if you have filled it out, go talk to your friends and ask them, hey, have you filled out that registry? Just a few things that will make this happen and be helpful if you do is that we will have accurate account of every child and every youth, and we'll be able to communicate with you the best way possible. Also in the registry, it'll ask you about some of the things we should know about your children, so that when the Sunday school teachers or chaperones or leaders are interacting with your kid, they already have the firsthand experience of how to best show Christ to them. So please, register your family so that we can get to know you better and that we can minister you the best way as possible. We also have a new Sunday school event coming up. It is a family-oriented style, and we'll be looking into this book, Faithful Families, Creating Sacred Moments at Home. This is a Sunday school class that is for all families, children and youth. And within that, we'll be exploring different techniques of how to make things intentionally sacred with you and your young people. So later on in the email, you'll be able to see the link and it'll be able to get you to where you can order the book. I also have a few books on hand that I can also send to you so that you can also let me know where to send that as well. And then this upcoming Sunday, June 7th, is going to be our first class. It's going to be just orientation, so don't worry if you don't have the book just yet. But please register for the class so that we can make sure that you have a book and that you get to participate with us. Thank you. All right, and now moving on to other things. We have in our resource section a few things that is very, very telling of the time. Later on in the email, you will have resources that talk about kids and racism, and then how to talk to kids about race and racism as well. And then talking about racism and its bias. This is going to be a resource for families, parents, and caregivers. So please stay tuned and look more into that so that we can best fight this problem in America together. All right, parents. We have another social hour tonight. So if you just need a time to unwind and just talk about what's going on in the world and not have little kids around you, this is a moment that is just for you. So please join us tonight, 8:30 to 9:30. Sometimes we go a little bit longer. Bring your drink of choice and just sit back and relax with your fellow family members in Central. I'd love to see you there. Since it's now the month of June, we get to celebrate the birthdays of some amazing young people. So, can you join me in wishing these people a happy birthday? So, James Wood turned 5 years old on June 3rd, and Julia Ash will be turning 7 on June 7th. Daniel Figueroa turns 6 on June 16th. David Byers turns 15 on June 23rd. And Elizabeth Amos turns 11 on June 25th. Let's give these people a round of applause and wish them a happy birthday on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. And we will be continuing to celebrate the birthdays throughout the month of June. And if your name was not called or if I missed something, please go fill out the child registration so that we can make sure that we have the most accurate account of your children. Families, if you're looking for a way to connect, look no further than here. So on Sunday, we will have our Sunday school class that is going to be family oriented, and we're going to be discussing the faithful families. And that's going to be from 9:40 to 10:40. That gets us enough time so that we can get to the 11 o'clock service. Also, because of the new meditation and music style that's coming on Sunday mornings, we won't have our child hangout time that usually starts at 9 o'clock. I encourage you to participate and invest into the music and meditation. It's going to be great. And then when that is done at 9:30, we're going to transition right into the Faithful Families Sunday School class. So that is a way for you all to connect. With the Faithful Families, remember that children will have a worksheet that they can participate in, and it's going to be geared towards whatever's going on in that discussion so that we're all together. And youth will also have a participation part in it as well that families can download and print off for them, or youth can listen in and contribute as well. This is more so an intergenerational style Sunday school class where we're all learning from each other. And so with this, I leave you with a blessing. And it's from Micah 6:8, which is a verse that I hope that we can build our ministry off of. God has told you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, and to love kindness, and to walk humbly with our God. All right, Centralites. Signing off from my perpetually messy dining room table with a shirt, tie, and shorts because it's hot. Have a good night. Bye.